don't think my life has been easy. I have had many empty walks and sleepless nights. I've experienced pain, but I've never walked away untouched. I remember 2014. It was unlike any other time. Something deep inside me changed that year. It changed me forever. I had just begun my first year in college.
You got my number, like a midsummer heat wave rolling through. But I know what I need and I need you, baby. Gotta figure out just what I'ma do with you. Oh, just gotta keep my...
That was also the year my mother passed away. Everything that I had ever known was shattered in an instant. My father became angry and closed off. My sister fell into a deep depression. I, too, was angry, but I felt more lost than anything else. My mother was a Christian. I kept asking, how could God take my mother from me? Everything reminded me of her. Even her old clothing brought back all the pain of her passing. With each reminder I faced, I realized how much I hated the idea of God, so I decided that there wasn't one. I turned to the one person that I thought could help me, my boyfriend. He was the only person in the world that I loved. But he never really seemed to be there when I needed him most. I suppose I was not the most fun to be around. I lost hope in his ability to love me, so I said goodbye. What I didn't realize was that I was also saying goodbye to all of my friends. They apparently didn't love me either. So there I was, all alone. I had lost everything again. But that is when things got interesting. Two girls decided to take an interest in me. They told me they were Christians. In one word, all of the pain I had buried came alive. It was my goal from then on to treat them like their God had treated me. I would be the most miserable person they had ever met. They would have no choice but to leave me alone. But something was different. I started to spend time with them. At first, to show them how silly they were. But somehow, even though I was awful to them, they became my closest friends. I couldn't believe how quickly they were able to change my heart. I had begun to realize just how much they cared for me, and in return, how much I cared for them. My first semester ended, and I returned to my home in Indianapolis. It was the last place I wanted to be. I found that my father had become an alcoholic, leaving my sister to her own devices. It reminded me again of how much I had lost. My friends had invited me to a conference in the city. Since I had an overwhelming need to escape my family, I said yes. I was never the same again. I guess I had imagined that these new friends of mine were simply more resilient than others, but that eventually they too would leave. I saw them as outliers, but it was at that conference I discovered that there were many more like them, and that they too loved me. It was during my time there that I rediscovered hope for my future. I no longer saw my mother's passing as a punishment, but a blessing, in a way. My unfortunate circumstances had led me to those people and that place, and I no longer could believe it was by accident. I realized that it wasn't about the circumstances I had been given, but it was about how those circumstances allowed me to see God. I never would have thought that after all these years, I would look back and find that time to be the most important in my life. But somehow it was. I lost so much, but I gained so much more in return. My life was saved that year. It really was. That was the turning point.